Hey neighbors, Brent here coming to you from the front porch of the church at Wood Forest. It has been such a long time since all of us have gathered here in this building for face-to-face, in-person worship. And while I've been so grateful for the great work of our media team and creative arts team to continue to provide opportunities for us to worship in community, especially during the summer when all of y'all were traveling, it was such a great gift that we were able to offer so that we could continue to worship and be in some semblance of a community. But I know that if you're anything like me, you've been counting down the days to getting back into the building and back into some sort of a ritual, some sort of a routine where we can be face-to-face with the people that we love, and we can hear preaching and sing songs of worship. We can gather around the communion table together, where our children can go to children's ministry and spend time in the nursery with their friends. And we're getting closer and closer and closer to that. We're going to take baby steps in that direction, but we're taking one big step September 13th, when we open up our building for one worship service at 9:30 a.m. The way we open is going to look a little different than what the church has always looked like before. But I want to assure you that we're trying to keep two primary things in mind as we make our preparations. Number one, the Church of Wood Forest has always been a front porch church, a place of welcome, a place of hospitality, a place where no one gets turned away. And that's the kind of church that we'll be on September 13th. We're also going to be the kind of church that believes that no one should come into the building with a fear of getting sick. And so we have made some adjustments to the way that we'll meet on September 13th and going forward until we need to make other modifications going forward, so that we can ensure that everyone walking in, that we've done everything possible to avoid the transmission of this virus between us while we're all together. And so for some of you, you're somewhat resistant to the mask. You think that the mask is sort of overkill, and maybe even feel like it's not anyone's responsibility to tell you to wear a mask or not. Others of you would really hope that all of us are wearing masks, that nobody's hugging, that we stay off from each other, that we practice all of this social distancing. And so what we've tried to do is err on the side of caution rather than err on the side of freedom. Again, we're taking all of our cues from the local medical professionals at Texas Methodist Hospital. And so I wanted to give y'all an idea of what you'll expect when you arrive. I know that there's some of you who are planners and you're maybe a little unsure about what to expect when you return. So let me give you just a quick rundown when you show up. So on Sunday the 13th, remember we have one more Sunday virtually online for Labor Day weekend. Hope you'll be there for worship then as well. But the following weekend, September 13th, you'll show up to our parking lot as you've done before. And we expect that probably half of the people will show up because, again, some people are still a little cautious, for good reason, not wanting to come and expose themselves to a potential virus. And so, but when you arrive, you're going to find greeters out here probably with signs in their hands saying, "Welcome back, we're so glad you're here." They'll have masks available, but may or may not have them on when we're outside. But as you arrive, if you show up a little bit late, like some of y'all have the practice of doing, you're going to show up to these doors, and they're going to be open, and there's going to be greeters at each door. There's also going to be signs that remind you, please wait to be seated. Just like your favorite restaurants ask you to wait for a host or hostess, we're going to ask you in the first several weeks of church to do the same for us, so that we can offer hospitality to you when you arrive, and we can make sure you get in and out of our worship space as safely as possible. So some of you, again, may think this is overkill. I think it's a great idea. It's a great process, and we've worked really hard to create this, to make it feel as close to like home, like normal as possible. So when you arrive, you'll be in line here, and a host or a hostess will be here at the door, and they'll say, "Hey, how many folks do you have today with you?" And if it was me, the Parkers, we'd say, "Well, we got 5." So I'd say, "Come on in." So the Parkers would walk inside the door. We'd put our mask on. We'd be reminded of the rules here, not read to you like you're on an airplane or anything, but you'll have a chance to see the sign, remembering of social distancing and masks, and that there's hand sanitizers all over the building. We'll also just remind you that we're going to worship as a family. Just want to remind you that when you come back on the 13th, we have not yet opened the nurseries or the children's ministry wing yet. So when you come to worship as a family, you're going to truly worship as a family from start to finish. And we're going to have a little handout, little goodie bags for the children to kind of help keep them occupied. And look, just being back face-to-face in worship is going to make it worth it. So come on, we're going to be really glad to have you. You're going to walk into the hallway, and again, if you don't have a mask, we're going to have masks here, and we'll give you one so that you can wear one with the rest of us. Again, we're going to wear our masks not because we're fearful of other people, but we're going to wear our masks because the ethic of Jesus says, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." And if there's any chance that I'm carrying this virus, I'm going to do everything I can to keep from giving it to you. So that's why I'm going to keep my mask on, and we're going to ask the rest of you to do the same. So we're going to walk through this worship space. Sorry, there's still a ladder down. We're installing a camera in here. But you'll walk in, you'll see the space. There's chairs of 4s and 2s and 3s. And, oh, I tell you what, there's a party of 5 right there. So my host or hostess would say, Parker, you got 5? Here you go. Here's your seats for 5. Y'all enjoy your worship. Have a great morning with us. So glad that you are here. And then they're going to go back and get the next family. And they're going to bring that family in. And we're going to keep bringing people in until this room is full. And then if we fill this room, we're going to then start taking people over to the gym where we'll have big screens set up where you can enjoy worship in community in the gym. Now, if you come for worship, you will not have to leave. There will be a seat for you. No matter how many people show up, we're going to have seats for everyone. No one will have to leave. And when we worship, we're going to sing and we're going to have our mask on when we do it. And during the sermon, I'm going to invite you to take your mask off so that you can see my face and I can see yours. We're going to sing another song or so, and then after the benediction, I'm going to excuse all of you out of exits in an orderly fashion. Once you get outside, you can pull that mask right back off again and be in community. I know that so many of you are looking forward to this. You've been waiting, you've been counting down the days when you could show up to this parking lot, walk into this building, worship with all your heart, encounter your friends and your neighbors, be church family again. I can't wait, and I hope that you'll make plans to be with us Sunday, September 13th, in person here at the Church at Wood Forest. I want to remind you, too, that even though we're coming back to in-person worship, we are now, because we've been videoing, we will have a video camera here in the space, and we'll be streaming that 9:30 a.m. service so that you can watch it from the comfort of your home if you don't feel safe to come back yet. We'll also replay that recording. The plan is around 11 a.m. So stay tuned for more details. And gosh, it's going to be so good to be back with you. Now, this weekend, while you're doing your Labor Day plans, again, continue to practice social distancing and be safe and follow the rules. And let's keep this virus on its way down, ticking down, so that one day in the very near future, we'll be able to come back here, be able to get rid of these masks. We'll be able to all join in together again as this wonderful family of faith that we have called the Church at Wood Forest. Can't wait to be with you again, face to face. Love y'all so much. And we'll talk to you soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.